And I think that that's where the offense really kicked in, because they came back with a nine-play drive for 71 yards and a Sanders touchdown. That followed with an 8-play drive, 35 yards.
Welcome back to the Pond Hockey post-game show. It is time for our Jeff D'Ambrosio drive of the game. Go JeffAuto.com. Seth, I know you're just itching to give us your drive of this game.
Well, I've been talking about it. It's been a point of contention. Again, the Eagles didn't get started offensively today until they got into the second quarter. The first scoring drive was 7 plays, 57 yards. It ended with Jalen Hurts scrambling, for a touchdown. That started the ball to rolling, and I think that that's where the offense really kicked in, because they came back with a 9-play drive for 71 yards and a Sanders touchdown. That followed with an 8-play drive, 35 yards, and a Kenneth Gainwell touchdown. But it all started with that first one of the second quarter.
For me, the drive of the game is the drive where they took the lead, aided by Trevor Lawrence fumbling the snap, gave him a short field, and they put it in to complete a 20-point second quarter. We still can't figure this thing out, why the second quarter has been when the light switch goes on for this team. But I think that gave them a momentum they needed, even though they missed the extra point. They were in the driver's seat at that point, went to the locker room with the 6-point lead. I'm going to call that one, for me, as the drive of the game.
Well, this is interesting, because we each had different drives of the game.
I know. I was going to say this is a very
I'm going to take the
peaceful
one
drive
that tied the score at 14, because this is what the drive that I thought they really start going straight ahead running the football. And 9 plays, 8 of those were rushes. You had Sanders 8, 13, 5, 4. Trey Sermon gets in there for 14. They got the ball close after a Hurts rush, and then Sanders takes it in from 10. The one pass play was the screen to Goddard. So I thought that they had gotten their identity right there. They had 1 third down on that whole drive. They got their identity just crushing them, running the football straight ahead. And we were all talking about it. Don't go laterally. Let's go straight ahead. That was the drive I thought they started going straight ahead.
You bring up a good point, because they really weren't running the ball with any kind of efficiency up until that point. They kept trying to go across the formation with pullers and whatnot, and we were talking about it during the game. I'm like, you have to, when you're playing against a fast defense or you're playing against a big defense, your runs have to be straight ahead, and they've got to hit the hole right now while your offensive linemen are engaged, because anything that's across the formation or takes time to develop, now those guys can get off the ball, they can get off the block and run to the football. But they really became dominant, Mike, to your point, in that second drive, where they just started just running the ball right at the #1 rush defense in the National Football League today.
There were a few quirky series of events in this game. The one that first comes to mind for me is the Jake Elliott 3 points called back because of roughing the kicker. Eagles go for it, don't get it. He kicks again. That had me nervous. That had me wanting them to change that rule. I think you should get to keep the 3 points anyways, and then also get the first down.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Wait a minute. Come on.
Who says
guess
no?
You want to give Jake Elliott a participation trophy too while you're at it?
I don't know if it's a participation.
First of all,
I want to give him a trophy for the performance that he put on.
How about the toughness that the kicker shows? Got wrenched. The leg got wrenched. His kicking leg goes. He shakes it right off. Seth,
stop it.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Just give the kicker some love. Kicker's tough.
He was limping.
Some love.
You want to know why he was limping?
Why?
Because he was trying to draw the penalty and get the sympathy. It's just like when the quarterbacks get hit now. The quarterbacks get hit, and they're laying on the ground like this with one eye open. And like, I'm hurt, ref. You going to throw the flag? Come on, man.
He was still limping when he went to go kick off later in the game.
He was.
That man was hurt.
He drilled that field goal that he kicked after they didn't score the touchdown.
That man was hurt.
Yeah.
I like the idea, though. That's almost like hockey. You know, in hockey, when they call it delayed penalty, and then as soon as the other team, they bring another extra attacker on. As soon as the other team touches up, they call it.
Yeah.
Like if you score a goal when you bring in an extra attacker, you should get the power play also.
Or
it's
even
the same
like
thing.
Make it like in basketball where you can get 1 extra point. So maybe you get like a 3-point field goal, keep the points, and then you can kick again or
Ladies
go for
and gents,
it.
the
get a
game is
safety.
soft enough. You guys need to stop this nonsense.
Okay,
The game
but
is
I
soft
say
enough.
that I think my opinion
Come
on
on,
that.
come on, Seth.
My opinion on that speaks to how messy and sloppy this game was, mainly because of the elements, because of the weather, because I didn't trust Jalen Hurts in that offense. Not saying they played poorly all around, but I didn't trust them to punch in the ball in 4 downs. And they didn't. So.
Well, listen, I'll say this. When they went for it on 4th down early, instead of kicking taking the 3 points, we all talked about it, because I would have taken the 3 points, but it worked out. Now they take the 3 points off the board, and they wind up having to put them back on again. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. I mean, everybody's just so aggressive. If you're going to get 15 yards and an automatic first down, you want to take advantage of that opportunity to put 7 on the board instead of 3.
I thought he showed some toughness. You remember way back in the day, since we talked.
Why would I remember way back?
Well,
in the
because
day?
because we're all way back in the day. But in 2004, we're talking about that team, the last team that was 4-0. You remember the game? No, it wasn't 2004. It was probably later. When David Akers had the bad hamstring.
Absolutely.
He kicked the field goal, and they rested his weary head in Donovan's bosom. Do you remember that?
I remember.
I
would not have worded it as such, but yes, I remember
he did.
that.
Rested his weary head. You remember that? And so Jake Elliott, I think, showed some toughness.
You want to know toughness? Paul McFadden used to kick with no sock, no shoe on. Okay.
Yeah.
You know how many times he got hit on that foot? And there was a penalty, and he had to step right back in and kick it again. Yeah. Now that's tough.
Paul McFadden. Are we going back to the square toe? Do you ever
No, that would be.
No, I know.
He kicked Tom Dempsey.
He kicked soccer style.
Oh my goodness.
So you guys are not in favor of reforming that rule. Noted.
No.
Noted.
No, they've already altered enough rules in the game of football to help the offense score points. You don't need to give them nothing else. Nothing else.
Well, I do know special teams was kind of the one area of major concern, aside from defense, apparently for you, going into this game. How do you guys feel about special teams? Do we think that they improved? Were there any areas
I love
that
Britton Covey's decision making.
You love him now. I thought you didn't like him.
I liked it. I never had a problem with him. I had a problem with the guys that are supposed to be blocking for him that don't ever block any damn body. He made a good decision today, and I loved his decision making. He said, okay, if I'm supposed to run the ball over here because this is where my blockers are, I'm going to run over here. And he had positive yards all day long.
Well, yeah, especially in a kickoff return game. I mean, he just basically got straight upfield. There was no hesitation on him. I still think there was one time he got hit and it was like inside the 25. He still stands too upright for me when he carries the ball.
He does.
But a couple of times on kickoff returns, he dipped it to the outside, and got the necessary yards. So, yes, I was considering how much we have critiqued his overall performance when it comes to returning. Yes, I was pleasantly pleased with his return game today.
Well, he had new energy. They added him to the roster. After he was a practice squad guy, he could only keep you active for 3 weeks. They added him to the roster today because I saw a lot of social media reaction this week that the Eagles should use the hurdler.
I said that too. I've been saying that since preseason. Look, he's one of the fastest guys in the world. Why would you not want him returning punts?
Because he's a linear runner.
Yeah.
And
they
not
don't
only
trust
that,
him yet.
What's his ball security like in practice?
We
Obviously,
don't know that.
We don't know that.
I mean,
well, he did play
worth a
football.
try.
I mean, he was a football player.
6 years ago.
We saw him tackle someone. We saw him tackle someone in the preseason. All right.
I don't think he forgot how to carry a football.
I don't know. When I think about him, and I'm not saying he doesn't have NFL capabilities, but when I think about him, I think about a guy named Ronaldo Nehemiah back in the day. They tried to make a wide receiver.
He didn't play football.
He
didn't play football.
He tried.
He tried to with the 49ers briefly.
No, but in college he didn't.
No, but
the hurdler was a bona fide letter winner.
Okay, well then there's a reason he's not on the field now.
They don't trust him yet.
What? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Why would you want him out there
I'm just saying there was a lot of social media activity.
We are going to pause this debate and take a break. Stick around. This was the Jeff D'Ambrosio Auto Group Drive of the Game. Go JeffAuto.com. Stick around.
D'Ambrosio Destination Downingtown's 5-day used car super sale. Jeff puts an end to high prices now. 5 days of the best car, truck, and SUV deals ever. Over 1,000 vehicles, every make and model. Stop overpaying. See Jeff today and get a quality car, truck, or SUV now. The 5-day used car super sale. Experience how easy it is to deal at Jeff's. Nobody treats you better. Nobody gives you more. Jeff D'Ambrosio, Destination Downingtown. Go JeffAuto.com.